Hi friends, this is Tim Schrock from Design Build Solutions. I'm bringing you a bonus video, because it's from a Patreon subscriber. If you enjoy these videos, if you learn something from my videos regarding Chief Architect on these bonus or Tech Tip Tuesday videos, would you please consider supporting me over at patreon.com/designbuildsolutions. For as little as $2 a month or $5 a month, up to $50 a month, you can show your support of these videos and you can get your questions answered, like Philip Lazar's here. Philip says, I'm a beginning greenhorn in Chief Architect. I love the program and know that it can help me tremendously once I learn it. I'm a contractor and want to be able to do simple designs and prints. I'm using Chief Architect X10 Premiere, so we're going to do that. Thank you very much for your videos and taking the time to help others. Your videos and help far surpass others trying to do the same thing you are. Thanks, Philip. That's encouraging. They're easy to follow and you explain hidden steps you're doing off camera. I try to make it so that, what's going on in this crazy noggin comes across in the videos. So I'm glad that's coming through. You did my request last week for the garage framing being exposed. After watching the video, I realized I was one step away from figuring it out. Ah, awesome. Funny how one little step makes all the difference in the world. Correct. FYI, for the record, you did pronounce my name correctly. Oh, good. I look forward to you making your brand as popular as ever. That's great, Philip. Thanks for spreading the love. Oh, he says, the more popular your brand, the more others will have questions, and thus I won't be the only clown in the boat of limited Chief Architect skills. Thanks again, Philip. Oh, Philip, you don't sound like a clown, and definitely, if it's a clown, we're all in this boat together. Let's look at your plan here. All right. The question is, half of this wants to be sloped ceiling. I'm going to take a look at the whole thing here. You got the slope right. There we go. So this is a good start. Let's show you what he wants here. He sent me this picture of the existing conditions. You're not far off. Let's get into that here. All right. So since the corner here really needs to remain full height, right? Let's go. Yep. This corner, this wall is going to remain full height over here, right? This one here. This wall on this side is going to be sloped, and we can do that in a couple different ways. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this wall here. You've got a single wall. No, I'm sorry, you don't have a single wall. You've got two walls. That's great. What you've done is fantastic. You've flipped the layers, so the exterior of this wall is on the top, the exterior of this wall is on the bottom. Fantastic. I'm going to select the roof then and hit the number 3 on my keyboard. And that puts a break in this line of the roof. So I can pull this one up, and this one stays where it is. Now, I'm going to open this one. What I did was double right click, so this menu popped up. And I'm going to go to roof cuts wall at bottom, right there. So any roof that is cutting this wall, typically any roof that's over this wall, typically Chief would cut the bottom, or cut the top off of the wall, and the bottom would remain. This little piece in the specification means that the top remains and the bottom is gone. Okay, let's pull that up. So I can hit the OK button. Let's see if that did it. Sometimes it doesn't work well And so I have a little trick that shows what it does. But it worked just fine here. Now the one thing that's odd is this piece, this gap here. We could probably I think let's take a dollhouse view of this. I'm guessing what you were trying to do is you're trying to make that ceiling height there. I don't think we need these invisible walls here, because I don't need to make this a separate room at the toilet. So in order not to show this here on this plan, it's a little tricky because it's confusing, right? Why would we show this here? I don't want the I don't want, well, okay, the base molding doesn't follow this wall. In past versions I've ran into that problem. Okay, so what I would do is this. I will open this wall object again, and we're going to go to Layer, and I'm going to define that layer, and we're going to copy the normal layer to a normal 2. Now you could leave it normal 2, but that's not very descriptive. So I'm going to call it normal sloped wall, like that. Now in all other layer sets, I want this on. In all my cameras, all my sections, elevations, I want that on. But in this plan, I want it off. So I'm going to hit W on my keyboard and go to Walls, Normal Sloped Walls, and turn it off the working layer set. The other thing I could do, let's turn it back on and select it, and let's make this no room definition. It's not really defining our room, so to speak. It's just defining where it's getting filling in for the roof. All right, let's turn it back off. So I extended it out to the edge of this roof plane. Let's turn it back off in this plan view. And now when I select the room, there we go. So it doesn't have a room definition. Let's take our overview camera. Looks fine there. Let's look inside. Something went haywire. This is where sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So let's uncheck that room definition and see if that. Oh, it was the length of it. No room definition. Let's pull it back. I'm going to switch to here and split screen. Turn that back on because I need to select it in this plan view here. Roof, let's uncheck roof cuts wall at bottom. Not sure where it went here, so I'm going to open this up and go into Structure, Default Bottom Height. There we go. Now, okay. So it's selected, wall type, structure, roof. There we go, roof cuts wall at bottom. See, this is why sometimes that roof cuts wall at bottom doesn't work well. And I've never really been able to figure out the whys and wherefores of what it's doing, what I've done or not done. Let's go back to layer. Let's put it back on its default layer. Let's do everything back the way it was. See, it's just not liking it. So we're going to do this. This is option number 2. I'm going to take a section of this, just an elevation of that wall, and we're going to make it do what we want it to do. I'm going to lift this up. In the wall elevation, you can actually change the geometry of the wall by dragging these edges, very much like a polyline or a solid. So I'm going to bring this up here. Now I just need to zoom in and make that kind of follow the slope of the roof. I'm going to go back down here and pull this roof in to the, so it's not exposed on the drywall layer. I'm going to pull it to the stud layer so that we don't have that trim showing up right there. Now let's show this open, show the door open in 3D, and we're going to take a look-see through here, through the door. It's a little easier just to see that, right? All right. In camera view, that looks pretty darn good. Pull this back. And I've got just a bit of I don't like grid snaps on, so there we go. Alrighty, that's looking pretty good there. Back to turning this on to different layer, no room definition, that's fine. Layer, sloped wall. We're going to turn that layer off. And there we go. Let's take a quick look inside again. Close that door. I'm going to imagine that is not an exterior door into this bathroom, so really quickly I'm just going to go into the library, and this is not a, we'll do a 6-panel door, I'm assuming, I have no idea. There you go. There's a sloped wall on half the room. Now you do end up often with just a little bit of wood showing there. Let's pull that over just a wee scotch. There we go. If I grab this, see, and take it to the drywall edge, you see the trim right here, so I'm going to try to just pull that back just ever so slightly. I'm holding the command key on my keyboard. If you're on a PC, it's a control key. If you don't want that, you could always make a sloped soffit right there. Really thin sloped soffit like this. I'm going to hit the T key on my keyboard to make a soffit, and that's going to go right there. Height of it is going to be 1/4 inch. We're going to slope soffit, place under the roof. And let's pull that all the way out to the edge of this drywall. And the geometry of it goes up to here. We're just going to place under the roof one more time. And I see that didn't exactly work as I thought it would. Take a section of this, see where our soffit is coming in at. Ah, it's hidden in the 1/2 inch. So we need to make it just thicker, say 5/8 of an inch, because it's hiding in the 1/2 inch drywall of the ceiling. Nope, don't need that one. Need that one. Let's make that 5/8. Well, the ceiling is 5/8, so let's make it 3/4. There's our soffit. Pull that out to the edge of the drywall. Pull that up to the geometry here. Let's adjust, place under the roof. Go over to our camera view. I'm going to double click on that so that we are seeing everything. And now, yeah. Now if you want to show that as white like the ceiling, we can just paint the soffit the same material color here. And there's your soffit. Now I noticed my wall is not taking the right shape. So let's take a quick section of this. Not sure what it's up to with that. Pull that back. Let's go into plan view. Take our roof all the way. We'll just extend it all the way up here. Doesn't really matter beyond that piece. There we go. So I just hit the command key, or if you're on a PC, control, to when I click and hit the command key, just pull it up just ever so slightly, and it took that piece away. So now I'm going to extend my geometry of the soffit up just a little bit further, open it again, place under the roof. There's the soffit shape going all the way up to the ceiling. The wall meets up there. I don't need that view, I need this view. Shift J pulls up the camera. And there is your bathroom. Philip, I hope that's helped. Have a wonderful weekend. Cheers. Thanks so much for your question. Take care.